Hey guys, welcome back to Three Strikes Drum Reacts. Today, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm reacting to something a lot of Warning fans, the Warning Army, have told me to react to. And that is the Warning's Paulina Villarreal Velez Gear Masters, about her setup, which I'm really excited to do. Gives me a little bit chance to see kind of on the inside of her kit, which she's great on. I know it's got some modifications, so I'm kind of interested to see that. I don't know how much I'm going to comment on this. It's kind of cool, though. It could be cool to see. Hey, before I go, like, comment, subscribe. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. It'd be really, really cool. I think I'm at 2,000 right now. It's a big goal, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Also, I have a Patreon now. Woo! It's like $3 a month, but it gives you a skip the line token to be used once a month. The point of that being, I have like 40 to 50 requests right now that are all based off likes. So anything else, I'm really not looking at it unless it gets a ton of likes on the previous videos. So if you guys want something else for me to react to, then you can join the Patreon and then boom, skip the line right away and I'll add them to my videos. Here we go. Where's my, there it is. Oh, my ears. The Warning.
Hi, I'm Paulina. I am the drummer from The Warning, and right now we're in the North American leg of our Error World Tour. It's the second leg we're doing here in the US, and we're very excited. We just released a new song that is called More, and this is like one of the first times that we've been playing it throughout this tour, so it's been really cool. I've actually had to modify my kits to play that new song, so I'm gonna walk you through it. This is a DW.
Hold on, she's got a, that's kind of crazy. She has to modify her kit in order to play a song, which tells me a number of different things. One, either she needs new cymbals because she's looking for a specific sound, or two, something she needs to do is too far away in order, like she's doing 16s and she needs that. Well, I don't even know. It looks like she's got two rack toms and two floor toms here. Where's her snare? Snare's probably right here, somewhere underneath it. Yeah, I don't know. Also, there's a China. Okay.
Performance series, and she's called Bonbon, which is marshmallow in Spanish. I got it during the pandemic, and I was gonna like use it for the first time, and then pandemic happened. So it still feels very new to me. This is a 10-inch tom. This is a 12, and that usually I go for a 14 here, but right now for live, I'm using a 16, and this is an 18. So I just can get like.
Oh, I'm going to stop it before she says it. Okay, real quick, I want to explain it before she says it. Oh my gosh. So she was talking about the different sizes of toms. In case you guys don't know, I'm going to explain the reason why you have different size toms. Why those two rack toms aren't both, what did she say they were? 12, 10 and 12. I think mine's a 10 and 12. 10, 12, 16. It's pretty typical, or 11, 12, 16, or 11, or 12, 13. There's different sizes. The point of it is, the larger the tom, typically, the deeper the sound can go. The smaller the tom, the higher the sound can go. And that helps when you're trying to, if I'm setting up a set of toms, I want it to go bing, bong, boom, bing, bong, boom. But if I have two 12s, it'll go bing, bing, boom, bing, bing, boom. I don't want that. I want it bing, bong, boom. So she can alter it however she wants. You can tune them a little bit differently, but not really. So she's got, I think she said it was a 10 and a 12. I think so. I could be wrong. 10, 12, bing, boom. And then she's got two floor toms, a 16 and an 18. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, just whack the thing. She'll probably say it here, but then she can really get the depth that she needs, especially for her fills.
And this is an 18, so I just can get like that deep sound. I use the toms a lot, like for main like rhythm parts.
Yep.
So I really wanted to get like that depth in there. My bass drum actually is a little bit shorter in depth. This is 2214 bass drum. My snare is a hand-hammered Black Beauty. As you can see, she's a beauty. I really like the snare. I've been using it for kind of a short time. It was actually a gift, so I'm very happy with it. It has a very deep sound. It sounds gritty. It depends on obviously how you tune it, but my drum tech Carlos always like gets just such a beautiful hard-hitting sound out of it. I use clear pinstripe Remo heads, again, 10, 12, 16, 18 on the snare. I use the controlled sound coded one from Remo.
Okay.
So the tuning, especially in the toms, usually varies. These are usually tighter so I can get a good bounce from it. It
Yep.
sounds higher, but these...
That's another thing too. She's talking about a good bounce from it. They're higher, so it's higher tunes, so they stand out a little bit more in the recording, especially because low. You get too low, that 18, I'm curious how it sounds. That 18 is going to be a little bit close to the kick because the kick's a really low sound. And if you have too many at a low sound, it can go boom, 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 boom. It just gets muddy. She was also talking about higher tension. Higher tension can help for a number of different reasons, again, because it changes the pitch, but also, bang, bang, you can go fast on higher tension. The bounce back, okay? It's not so absorbent of your energy in your stick, but it's pretty minimal. It's just something to say.
Ones are usually kind of tricky sometimes because I like them very loose. I like them deep sounding. But sometimes we get a lot of resonance. But God Rolls, my drum tech, has this very cool trick. I don't know if you can see inside the drum, there are cotton pads. We use those to remove our makeup after the shows. And Carlos, one day, he just put them there. And it really dampens the sound, but it doesn't like mute it completely. So
I believe that, again, I'm stopping this like crazy. I'm stopping this way more than I thought I was going to do. I don't know how much I'm going to comment on this. It's kind of cool, though. Something that she'll probably actually mention, too. It's kind of the same thing. It's a modified version of what you do in the kick drum. When you have a kick drum, you put in a pillow. Like, what? A pillow? And you put it in a specific spot. You don't put it to where it's touching either end of the drums. Otherwise, it'll shut it out. It'll go boom. And that's dumb. But you want it to minimize a little bit of that resonance. Because that resonance can kind of spread to everything. And it sounds kind of bad.
So that's great. So I can get them a little bit loose without it being a complete mess for our sound engineer.
Exactly.
So I am a Sabian artist and I use HHX all over my drum.
I have Sabians
This
too.
is an 18 HHX. This is a 16. This is also 18, the Ozone Evolution, and a 20 China. This is a 14. I use this on very few songs, but it does make a huge difference because I keep this a little bit more close than I do this one.
Yeah, okay, I was about to say, I actually saw somebody recently using it. I was like, what? She's got two hi-hats here. So this China makes a trash candy, bang, a psh, psh, psh sound. This cymbal here is awesome. It's a ride. It looks like a ride. Unless it's a crash, with notches cut out to kind of help a little bit with that drier sound. It cuts out a little bit of the resonance. And then she's got two hi-hats here. And she's talking about keeping one a little bit more open or one that's a little bit more closed or partially closed. So on the hi-hats, you can like mess with them a little bit so they sit normally at that level. Then you don't need a foot pedal to open and close it. You just have it set where you want, and then you can get that double sound from two cymbals hitting each other.
So every time I just want to like ride over here when I'm doing like double bass pedal things, I use this one. This is a little splash. I love it. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but hopefully in newer songs I can incorporate it more.
Yeah.
My ride, it's a Raw Bell Dry Ride, 21, and
Bells.
it's a beauty.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna explain this, but okay, I'm sorry if you guys are drummers and you know this. I'm just throwing out stuff that's obvious, but if you're not, I don't know if you heard right there, you probably did. They've got two different positions on the ride, okay? You have the side, the main position here. I'm gonna show my mouse. And then you got this little bell spot. This is called the bell, okay? The bell has a higher sound, a lot tighter sound too. It doesn't wash, it's not, it's more like bang, bang, bang. And that's really fun for making accent notes. If you're doing like a ride, you can do kind of both of them where you go ting tang, ting tang, ting tang, ting tang. You can make different rides, different feels to songs and fun accent notes. That's kind of what the splash is for too.
This is my absolute favorite cymbal ever. I've been using it for years. I think for like 6 years now.
Dope.
And it has such a cool sound. I crash a lot all the time, but I used to have just a normal, like another HHX over here. But this, it just sounds so much darker. So it really cuts through
Also,
like, the brightness of these
also sounds like almost like a
HHX
gong.
ones. I just incorporated this
Cowbell.
this LP cowbell to my drum kit because our new single More has a part with cowbell, and it's really fun using it. I haven't used.
So then that's the additional thing she added. The modification is the cowbell. Cowbells are scary to use, even they're fun. If they don't, if your song, most songs don't call for them, but they're fun to use when you can.
And it's really fun using it. I haven't used a cowbell in like years, and it has like its little tricks because sometimes it's just like really.
And she put some tape on it here. Probably the drum tech did. I doubt she did. She put some tape on it here to kind of cut out that resonance because the cowbell is a very interesting sound. Whoop.
Balls, but it sounds so cool. And it's just really fun to just like drive in that. I love it. I am a big Firth artist. I use 5B barrel tip. I just
5B.
changed drumsticks actually. I used to use 5A.
5A.
But
okay, so 5A. Where the heck does it say? 5A. Woo! Right there. I don't know if you can see it. 5A. Most drumsticks I also like. Vikafafa. Oh, this is not a drumstick I typically use. So, we're just going into drum tutorial. That's what I'm talking about. 5A. 5A. So, the numbers, how the number system works, is the higher the number, the smaller the, I believe it's the smaller the circumference. So, it's kind of weird. They've got like different, almost like gears on a car. You got A, B. I think this is a weird one. This is, I don't even, this is like a snare, like for a marching band or something like that. But a lot of times you got like, so practice stick would be 2B. Okay, 2B. It's a big stick. Think of it as Gaara from, or not, is it Gaara? No, it's Rock Lee from Naruto when he drops the weights, right? 2B is the weights. Okay, it's more weight on a stick to make it a lot louder, a lot more rocky, but also for practice. So you can be faster when you use smaller stuff. A smaller one, and typical for people to use is 5A. She just said she used to use it. However, it is a lighter stick. It's a lighter stick and it's a thinner stick. You don't get as much impact. So a lot of people use the back end of the stick to get more impact. So she just moved up an entire degree almost from 5A to 5B.
I'm a very hard hitter.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stop, like it just felt really light in my hands. Yeah. So I got this heavier set and I've been using it this whole year. And it has made such a good difference. I don't have to use as much strength to get like a very hard, deep sound out of them. This DW rack that I have.
Which also helps with your efficiency so you can play more, especially if they're doing an hour session. You're just banging on those drumsticks. You don't want it to be super heavy. Like this would be ridiculous. I don't care who you are about. You'd be exhausted if you're doing this. If you're doing, yeah, nope.
It's actually been like very modified by my dad. My dad like loves hardware, and it used to be like a little bit too large for me. So he like grabbed like a saw and just started cutting everything to my size. That's everything is just like so meticulously measured and marked. So like every time that we're touring, like my drum tech and everyone in production can just set everything up really quickly. So it's very efficient. Every time we open for a band or something, we can get everything done in a very short amount of time, so we're not bothering anybody. And it's
takes
great.
a long
and
time to set up
it's also very comforting to arrive to each show knowing that the measurement of everything is gonna be exactly the same each show. So you don't get like wonky drum sets sometimes. It's all.
What she means by that, again, you build the drum set to your own custom, like how you want it to feel as you're going across. If you start having gaps between your drums, when you're doing 16ths, you're moving really quickly, and it's really easy to A, hit the rim instead of the drum, or B, miss the drum entirely because there's a space there as you're crossing. Really hard. Because you think, oh, it's this big, you could easily do it. But when you're moving and you're moving at that, you're drumming at that speed, every little difference changes it and can kind of make it really difficult if it's not the same. That's the only fear of having somebody else do it. But if they can mark it, they can be exactly on.
Measured precisely. The pedal that I'm using is a Machine DW pedal. I used to use a direct drive from DW, but after they released the chain one, I prefer this one so much more. And it takes a while getting used to it, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy to control. And again, I'm a very hard hitter, so it just comes back to me in such a easy way for me to like not hurt myself while I'm playing, and I just really love it. I've been using it for a while. In my hi-hat, I'm using 9000 DW. I'm a DW girl. And for my MIDI pedals, I'm using some Roland MIDI pedals. They're very heavy, which is great. So basically, I launch all of our like stems and click through Ableton. And I used to have to do it with like manually, but it kind of looked really like clunky. Like after every single song, I would have to go and like enter. So
so in my own church, for instance, we have an iPad, and then I have to go manually click the song. Usually has a track, and it usually has a beat associated or a click associated, which is really loud, by the way, because it's got to be louder than everything else. And man, oh man, I'll give you tinnitus, bro.
with these MIDI pedals, I can launch the whole show without anybody noticing. And I used to have like, I've been through so many MIDI pedals and MIDI pads, but these are so great because they're really heavy. So like, they're not going to be set off by like the slightest movement.
Yeah,
they're like,
smart.
It takes a good hit for it to change.
Oh, and it just selects down.
Scene.
That's cool.
So they're fantastic. I have.
That's cool. So then, whenever she reaches the end of the song, she can just switch over, bang, and it goes to the next song right away, or whenever she wants to. She doesn't have to manually go over and do it.
Start pedal and a stop pedal, just in case something goes wrong. We're all human, so sometimes we need to stop the click track. It's just so efficient for everybody to have these systems, and it's fantastic. The drum throne that I use is the DW Airlift 9000. It's great. I use it in the lowest setting because I'm really short, but it's really comfortable. I love it.
I'm gonna explain something that I found out this month or this year. So she's using a round drum throne. Throne is a seat, and there's a lot of debate in the drum world about a circular drum throne or a motorcycle-esque drum throne. It's like this with leg cutouts, okay? The point of that being, it's actually really comfortable. Usually they're more comfortable in my opinion. However, you don't have the round leg support on your hamstrings and quads that you do with a round when you have the motorcycle one, because it's just there's like a gaps there. So when you play long sessions of anything, I was playing drums for a worship band, and we were like an hour and a half, 2 hours into practice. I got a leg cramp because of the freaking drum throne was a motorcycle-esque looking one and not the round one, because subtly my body knew something was different, and I'm used to my body having a little bit more rest on my hamstrings, and that's not something you want during the middle of a 2-hour show when you're 7,000 feet in the air or elevation.
Really short, but it's really comfortable. I love it. For in-ears, I use in-ears audio. They are fantastic. Usually we grow them out really quickly, but these have just like really lasted. And usually the problems that we have with in-ears is like the cables at one point, like they just don't plug in correctly and you don't hear stuff. But these ones have lasted wonderfully. What I hear the most in my mix is the bass, because me and my sister are just like really connected when we're playing. So having that, like those bass ends, just like really makes a big difference. For my kick block, I have a kick block because I hit it very hard, and usually it just goes so far. Sometimes, like when we didn't have a kick block, sometimes Carlos, my drum tech, would just have to be like there in front of the drum, just like for it to not move. So that is a lifesaver, and I love it. So that was my gear run through. Once again, we are The Warning. Our webpage is called thewarningband.com. We are The Warning Band on all social media, so go check us out. Thank you for watching.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, I'm going to give this a rate on interesting. It's very interesting. I always love seeing, I didn't know I was going to have this much to say about all the little things. But hey, if you guys were watching me, you probably aren't drummers, and so you want layman term explanations for stuff. And that's what I'm here to give you. I hope I gave you guys something interesting or new to kind of, to have to appreciate drummers and PAU on this one. Very interesting. Thank you guys for all the recommendations. Hey, like, comment, subscribe for more. Give me more stuff you want me to react to. Again, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and I also have a Patreon. Link will be in the description below. All right, see you guys later. Bye.